Guys, it's Daryl here. Happy Friday. Hope you're all looking forward to the weekend. It is Friday morning. It's coming up on 9:30 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. I wanted to briefly talk about the Iowa caucuses. To be honest with you guys, I was very disappointed. Everything that's happened in this last week, it makes me worried. It concerns me, to be totally frank with you guys. Like I told you before, I was enthused. I could relate to Nancy Pelosi's frustration. Like I told you guys in the other video, as of right now, that way that came across to maybe the undecided voter, it probably did not come across good at all. It probably came across as the same stuff that people are complaining about: the bipartisan, the bickering, the wasting of time, the behavior. I don't want to say juvenile, because I get her frustration. How he was acquitted, I was acquitted, and you got to remember too, Trump has abused this woman for the last 3 years on Twitter and everywhere. I mean, he's laid into her on everything. His comments have been misogynistic, rude, ungentlemanly, just an all-around ass. So yeah, I mean, I understand where Nancy was coming from, but how it looks to the country, and like I said too, I think it'll fade from memory. So I'm hoping it won't be a big issue come November. Okay, the Iowa caucuses. Now, I don't want to put too much blame on disorganization or this app situation. Me being 54, I'm not a big fan of the app, the whole app movement generation. I really don't know what happened. I don't want to put too much blame on Iowa either. It looks like it was a tie. It looks like a tie. It looks like an extremely close tie. As of the making of this video, I believe Pete Buttigieg, that's another thing, I can't say this damn guy's name, Pete Buttigieg, is up 0.1%, I believe, right now. So it's to add to the issues they had, coming up with the tallies. There's been an incredibly close race, which has not helped the entire situation. Now, I think we, the people that oppose Donald Trump, are looking to see who we want to back, who we want to support. And as time goes by, it's still hard to figure out who that's going to be, and that is frustrating. It makes the opposition to Trump look very disorganized. Now, it doesn't matter what Trump supporters think. It shouldn't be too high on anyone's list of worries. But I'm afraid that it might take away some of the confidence overall in the Democratic Party. I brought up, I haven't checked too much to see how my video did on a third-party candidacy. You know what I'm saying. With Joe Biden and Mitt Romney. I rethought that after. Joe Biden, I supported. I thought I was good. I thought for sure I was going to vote for Biden. I still think he's a good man, but I think he represents the status quo. I hate to say that, but I think he kind of represents that a lot. I'm being honest here. I don't believe this. I'm saying a lot of America, I think, looks at it this way. Not me personally, but I think this damn Ukraine stuff has stained him. And it might become it still might be an issue that drags him down come election time. I have been extremely enthused by Bernie Sanders and their supporters. The fanaticism that those guys believe in and back him is refreshing. I love it. Personally, I've been leaning towards both Pete Buttigieg and Bernie Sanders now. But as time goes by, it'd be helpful to see who the candidate, who the person, the nominated person that's going to run is going to be. The more time goes by, I would really, really like to see a third party candidate. Time wise, I don't know what's doable, what the deadline is. As it gets closer to the election, for a possible third party to jump in. I'm not. I'm not that knowledgeable when it comes to the deadlines and all that. But it's a frustrating week. Trump and his supporters they look fairly strong, to be honest with you guys. With this constant economic, a good portion of it is exaggeration, and some of it is outright lies that Trump is pushing. But as we all know, Trump supporters are happy to buy it and believe it and resell it. He might be hard to beat. And as time goes by and we don't have a candidate to run against him, it frustrates me. It does. So then I started thinking too, a third party candidate, like I had said, Biden and Mitt Romney. But as I rethought that, I was wondering, what about of course these are just fantasies or ideas. Of course, what I have to say, or it'd be up to the candidates if they're going to run, Mitt Romney and all that. So it's really just hypothetical, very hypothetical at this point. But I started thinking, what about a Bernie Sanders, Mitt Romney ticket? And for some reason, that doesn't seem doable. I don't think that Sanders supporters, I don't know if Sanders supporters would be into that at all. What I seem to see is they love Bernie and Bernie alone. So I'd love to see who Bernie would pick for a vice president. That interests me. That's going to make a big difference. Well, basically at this point, I will vote for whoever is opposing Donald Trump. I would really love to have at least two different, like the Democratic Party, and say a third party candidate to pick from. That would make things more helpful, in my opinion, to me, or more democratic, really. Instead of just the same old two choices. I don't know if you guys remember the days of Ross Perot. Yes, I'm old enough. A lot of I know my subscribers and viewers are a little around my age. But Ross Perot, I believe he was a third party candidate. And it's always enjoyable to see somebody come in and shake it up. Don't get me wrong. Don't comment. I'm not advocating Ross Perot. I don't even think he's still around anymore. But it was good to have a third party candidate. It is. I think it. A year ago, I would just have called it a spoiler. We don't need a spoiler, to take away the vote, the anti-Trump vote. But I'm getting tired. Personally, I'm getting tired of either this or that. I would really like more choices, and I imagine you guys would too. So just some rough ideas. Usually, the idea of this channel is I'm a pretty average guy. And one thing I learned in recovery is, I'm not unique. I learned, I used to think in recovery, well, I can do this, I can get away with this, I'm unique, I'm different. And after I was in recovery, I learned, man, we're all humans, human nature. We all think a lot alike, the same things. We like the same things. We don't like the same things. So that's my idea here when I make these videos, when I talk about this stuff, this is stuff that's on my mind, stuff that, like I said, it was a frustrating week for me. And I make a video because it probably was if I felt that way, I'm guessing a lot of you guys did too. So just a little conversation about what I'd like to see, what I hope for in the coming weeks. And we'll see how New Hampshire goes. We're up in my neck of the woods now. Hopefully New Hampshire will kick some, make a better showing. I heard, one last thing, I heard a kind of funny from my point of view, being a New Englander. A funny motto from the state of New Hampshire that Iowa picks corn, we pick candidates, or we pick nominees, meaning New Hampshire. So I thought that was kind of cool, kind of funny little jab at Iowa. No harm intended. All right, you guys have a great weekend.